They say that every home has its secrets, a place where nobody dares to go. Well, this is mine. You know those jobs that you've been putting off for months? Well, this is mine. I went into this shed probably about 6 months ago, and when I opened this door, there was what I can only describe as a tarantula sat on it. And so I threw in the thing I had to put in there and slammed the door. And that's what I've been doing ever since. However, we're now at the point where I need to get in and get all of my seed starting stuff out, which means I need to tackle this mess. Now, I can promise you, as much as it shames me to say it, that this is a 100% genuine and authentic reflection of what my shed looks like right now. I did not go in and mess it up on purpose for this video. This is literally how it has been for the last few months.
So instead of continuing to live with my very own version of Tetris, Shed Edition, step one of this dreaded chore was to remove everything I've ever owned and put it on the lawn. Honestly, this is the place where the weird, wonderful, and actually kind of useful went to die, or at least hibernate for the winter. We've got cardboard boxes, plant pots, rusty dusty old tools, and the world's most flamboyant parasol. Jeez, look at the shedding on that thing. Okay, that's some progress made, and now instead of my shed being full of crap, my garden is. Great stuff. I've actually found a lot of stuff here that I forgot I even owned. My most favourite being this giant Jenga, which I turned into drinking Jenga for my 30th birthday. The idea being if you pull some bricks out, they'll be blank, and others have got dares on them. So I'll be keeping that one for the summer. Now, it wasn't only me that could think of 1,000,001 things I would rather do than tidy the shed on this day, because my microphone also decided to take the day off. So I've got lots of clips of me looking into the camera, earnestly telling you about my thoughts and feelings at the time, and absolutely no sound. So I'm going to have to narrate. What I'm probably saying here is something along the lines of blah, 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 overwhelm, blah, blah, too much stuff, blah, 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 blah. I need to sweep the shed. So let's do that.
That's right.
For anybody who thought I was exaggerating when I said there was a tarantula in my shed, here is the proof. This little beast, well, not even little, ran out from under my feet, scuttled over to the wall, and hid behind that wood, which I am, quite frankly, never touching again for as long as I live. Anyway. Dearest viewers, we interrupt this broadcast for the start of my mental breakdown.
Do you ever start a job and then wish you hadn't? Like, I've been putting this off for months, and I decided that today was the day. But so far, we've had a massive spider that is still in here somewhere. It's now starting to rain. All of my stuff is out in the garden. I have so much to do. There is nobody else here to help me, and I'm feeling a little bit overwhelmed.
So I did the only thing a girl can do in a situation like this. Put some hooks up on the wall. I had a bit of a mare here too. I'm not sure why. The screwdriver and the screws were not playing ball. The horrors persist, but so do I. Nailed it. Let's continue. Following my success with the hooks, I got ahead of myself and put a rug down, and it looked a bit like crap. Cue my second breakdown.
Vulnerability check. I am having an awful time. I've been at this now for almost 2 hours, and literally you've seen as far as I've got. My garden is a mess. I've put a rug down in the shed, but it's all creased up. I started putting things back in the shed, and then I realised I bought shelving units, so I need to build the shelving units, and I should have done that before I brought everything out of the shed, and it would have made my life an awful lot easier. So now the rain is still spitting. Luckily it's not got heavier than that. It's cold outside, it's grey and dreary. All of my earthly belongings are spread across my garden. There's still a tarantula in the shed. I'm on my own. There's nobody to help me. I'm trying to film. I don't know if anyone else has ever tried to film themselves doing a very mundane task, but it takes about 3 times as long as it should do. Oh my God. This is why I've been putting it off. But the lesson here is to never... Oh, look at the state of my hands. The lesson here is to never let it get this bad again. So I'm going to rewatch this video in a few months' time when it starts getting messy, and I'm going to remind myself to keep it tidy. This is a public service announcement to everybody else out there. Keep your shed tidy. Molly's just come for a look around, and I don't think she's entirely sure what to make of it either. I know, Molly. I don't know why I started this either. Yeah.
Rule number 1 of crisis management for British people is to have a cup of tea and mull it over. So I did that, built some shelves, and then I was finally in a position to start putting things back in the shed, starting with my pots.
Okay, so this is how we're looking now. Much better. I'm starting to feel a little bit less overwhelmed. So,
I might decide to take another break. Am I having a mare of a day or what? Anyway, I'm just showing you what I've done, a bit like when you've cleaned your room as a kid and you want to show your mum. So I've got my wall hooks here with all of my tools on. Grey box here has got large plant tags, a hammer, things and tools that don't have any home. And the box on the floor is for tools that don't have a hook, like my strimmer and whatever that yellow thing is. Then on the right there, we have my newly built shelves filled with pots and Molly's pet carrier. And as the rain came down, you can see it spitting in this shot here. I brought out yet another shelving unit and popped it at the back of the shed for all my DIY stuff. Right, quick, let's get everything back inside and out of the rain.
I'm actually quite out of breath after all that. I think you'll agree I've made quite good progress. All that's really left is things that I want to get rid of. There's a load of rabbit stuff here that I'm going to take to our local animal shelter. This umbrella, it looks like a melted alien. I got this from a man when I bought my patio furniture off of Facebook Marketplace. The man had bought the umbrella and his wife hated it. So he said, "Would you like the umbrella?" And of course I said yes, because it's fabulous in camp, but I don't know if you can see all over the garden there are bits of pink plastic, and I just cannot deal with that. So I'm going to need to find a responsible way to get rid of that, because I don't want to be sending all of this plastic out into the environment anymore. And then we just have most cardboard. which, I don't know, most gardeners, if you're anything like me, will be saving cardboard, especially if you're a no-dig gardener, but this has been in my shed for a long, long time. I do not want it to go back in, so I think I'm going to recycle it and collect more cardboard when I need it. And then we've just got Molly's hay, so there's a big bag of it there and a box of it there. So I'm going to IKEA next week, so I will get some proper containers for the hay. So that's kind of it. So I will again leave you with some music while I get rid of all this rubbish. It has been emotional, but I think we're done. Once the greenhouse is built, I'm going to have to move an awful lot of that stuff out again, but it will be much easier now I've sorted it out in the first place. I had a mental breakdown halfway through. This is probably one of the most overwhelming jobs I have had to do in a long time, especially with the rain coming in. It's still threatening, and just not wanting to do this job in the first place. So without further ado, let's have a look.
My God, what a transformation. Is it the prettiest shed in the world? No. But am I delighted with it nonetheless? Yes. For a simple decluttering job, it had its fair share of trials and tribulations, from the threatening British weather,
It is just starting to spit with rain,
to finding the queen of spiders lurking in the shadows, not to mention the filming ordeal where my audio decided to ghost me. It wasn't funny at the time, but right now I feel a real spark of accomplishment. So, if you've got a shed, a closet, or a chaotic corner in your home, this is your sign to tackle it. You never know what treasures or terrors you might find. Let me know in the comments how it goes. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this slightly chaotic journey, don't forget to like, subscribe, and maybe share it with a friend who needs some organising inspiration. Until next time, I'll be here, probably watching my back in case that spider creeps up on me again. See you soon.